Saya dalam perjalanan.
Aku yang phone dia boleh lah. Satu tu lah, aku tanya phone dia.
Sampai Thailand eh? Alright, so in a summary for my Johor Bahru trip, it wasn't really good. I went there 2 days before Christmas, and I went to my main point of attraction is the Legoland. So I went nearby Legoland and I rented Airbnb home. So when I went to Legoland, I realized the ticket was close to 100 Singapore dollars. So I didn't continue, and plus it was raining on that day. So the Universal Studio in Singapore was only around 60 Singapore dollars. So I didn't feel the need to pay $100 to enter Legoland, even though it was a bit interesting. Because right now I'm avoiding attraction that costs $100. So aside from that, I went to the mall just next to it, and the mall has this exhibition showing camping tents, tools, and there is even some special cars where you can build your tent on top of the car, and you can have a kitchen, you can have like literally everything. So that was pretty cool, which is why I put it into the YouTube video as well. So Legoland, the mall, I met a very interesting Grab driver. I was very lucky. This Grab driver, he's an Indian guy, very young, and he happens to be living the same Airbnb apartment as me. He owns a place there, and I was just renting from Airbnb. So the Airbnb experience was a nightmare in Malaysia. So, okay, the thing is, okay, first of all, there was a Airbnb guidebook, and there was the one they sent me in a PDF. So what they wanted me to do was to travel about 2 to 3 bus stop away to take my key from a certain building and to travel back. And you know, as a traveler, you can't be doing that. Your only choice is to take a Grab to do that. Can you imagine rolling your luggage 2 to 3 bus stop away just to get a key and then to return to the apartment to open it? So nevertheless, my Grab driver was very kind. He was willing to fetch me to the nearby area, get my key, and he was so nice to actually even wait for me. He brought me to a nearby 7-Eleven shop for me to get my SIM card, and he also brought me to a nearby place to get my dinner. It was really late. It was about 10 p.m. plus for both of us. So it was very nice of him to do that, even though my destination was actually from somewhere close to the Johor Bahru checkpoint to the Airbnb apartment. But in between, I had to get my keys elsewhere, and he didn't like ask for extra fees. So I was very grateful for that. So very nice guy, and he's kind of like my neighbor in the same building. So when I entered the Airbnb apartment, it was actually an old apartment, not a condo. So they took a photo of a building that was just in front of it, which was new, but that apartment that I'm staying was actually pretty old. When I entered the apartment, I realized quite a few things. In the apartment, the TV was not working because the cable couldn't even fit into the wall socket, and they didn't do anything about it. They just left it hanging, and the bedroom light was the same as well. One of it, in a photo, they showed that there was like 2 bedroom light, but one of them, when I arrived, did not have any light on because there was no power plug nearby. The wardrobe was stuck as well, and there was one night where I tried to open the bedroom door, and it was stuck. Like it was jammed and stuck. It was unlocked, but it was still jammed, which is what I put into the YouTube video as well. So not a very good experience. A lot of stains, some stains around the bed. There wasn't anything in the shower area for me to place my shower gel as well. So I'm not really like complaining this as someone because I am an Airbnb host in Singapore as well, and when I provide a place, right, none of this will happen. Like none of this will ever happen. So I'm very shocked when I try an Airbnb with other hosts, and this is the experience. It was pretty bad. It's really bad. So a lot of broken stuff, things not working, and the balcony table and chair was the worst. The balcony table and chair was made of rattan, and the chair itself, the whole seat had a huge hole. So just imagine someone placed a small boom and the whole seat has like huge hole in it. So I'm like wondering, how did this even happen? And both chairs, the seat was entirely broken. It had a huge hole. No one can sit on it, yet they still place it there. And they had this sign up in the living room saying that do not do this and that, you get fined, and if you damage anything, you get fined. But the thing is, it's already damaged. So not a very nice place to stay, and I paid like 45 Singapore dollars per night for that. Couldn't really get a partial refund or anything. So there wasn't any hotel around except the Legoland hotel, which is a bit more expensive, probably 200 to 300 Singapore dollars. So that I didn't have much to do except Danga Bay. Danga, if I pronounce it correctly, I think it's Danga Bay. I went there and there was like a food store. I saw this yakitori. So the yakitori doesn't really taste very nice. They tried to copy what was we find it in Singapore, right? The yakitori are still quite delicious, even though they are not warm at all. It's been there for like an hour, so you don't always get a warm one. But at least the sauce was good. But the one in Malaysia was just weird. They tried to put cheese and all, and it doesn't taste good at all. So in Danga Bay, I tried their chili crab as well, and it was really, really bad. It's almost like you grab a chili sauce from the supermarket and just pour it over a steamed crab. That was how it tastes. And I was quite shocked that when I read the Google review, everyone was quite happy with it. Maybe because I came from Singapore and we had chili crab, and our chili crab is the origins of the origin. It's really good, and no one can really match up. So yeah, that went to an amusement park, quite cheap. It's pretty cheap. The rides are pretty cheap. Didn't really ride any of the park. It was more for kids. I really love the part where I saw the kids riding this this frog. I don't know what you call it. They were just sitting on this chair and they went up and down, and they were shocked that there was some sound and they were moving up and down. So when I actually put all this video together and I reviewed that part, I feel really happy that I'm reliving the moments that happened, but I didn't really quite remember. It was just nice to hear them laugh and hear the laughter and stuff like that. So that was it for Johor Bahru. Overall, my experience in Johor Bahru is not really good. Oh, by the way, there is no train at all, so you can only travel around by Grab, and it's gonna be expensive because the distance is gonna be quite far. I didn't really take bus transport. It's not so easy to know how the bus transport travels around. So I think per Grab trip was about 4 to 6 Singapore dollars. It's not that cheap. So overall, this is my experience in Johor Bahru. I didn't like the accommodation and the amusement park. One was too expensive, the other one was quite okay. So this happened 2 days before Christmas, and the next episode I'm going to show you my journey from Johor Bahru to Kuala Lumpur, and I took the coach bus. Spoiler alert, it's a huge nightmare. It's a huge nightmare, and we will see you in the next episode. So this is my experience in Johor Bahru. See ya!